I'm Stephen. I'm a business development manager at Motorola. I love smartphones, but there's something about them that scares me and fascinates me at the same time. It's the security aspect. Do you mind if I tell you a little bit about mobile security, why it's important to protect our mobiles, and why we at Motorola are taking our responsibility in protecting our mobiles a little bit extra? Well, let's look at the past 12 months. This pandemic, attacks on smartphones have increased by 600%. Cyber criminals have had plenty of opportunity to scam, extort, and take advantage of victims both within a corporate and private environment. Let me give you some numbers just to put things into perspective. 56% of all websites are viewed on a smartphone today. 63% of all emails are checked and responded on a smartphone. 52% of what we buy today online is done on a smartphone. And according to Microsoft, 61% of enterprise endpoints are actually mobile. The average user has got 80 apps on their phone and only 5 to 10 of them have anything to do with work. We also use our smartphones for multi-factor authentication and digital IDs to gain access to both corporate and private data and services. So what these numbers are saying to us is that there's a clear shift from a PC and desktop environment to a mobile environment. And just by looking at these numbers, it's easy to realize that hackers have a lot to gain by focusing their attacks to your smartphone. Some of the reasons for this shift are, number one, the processing capacity of your mobile device has skyrocketed the past years. The price of data, mobile data, has actually gone down. The availability of Wi-Fi has increased, obviously. But even the fact that this is an extremely small and personal trusted device makes it a lot easier for the hackers to trick you as a user. And all of these things have actually contributed to the shift from attacking a desktop environment to attacking the more smartphone environment. Mobile devices operate extensively outside the corporate firewalls, in the hands of users who don't always take the right precautions, for example, like vetting the Wi-Fi network or updating security patches and making sure that they have the right OS version on their devices. Obviously, smartphones aren't completely unprotected, but very few businesses have the same level of protection on their smartphones as they do on the rest of the company endpoints. A recent study showed that only 21% of security professionals believed that the security controls they had in place were adequate. Most security professionals believe that they will be compromised within the next 12 months. Mobile devices such as smartphones have got IP addresses, and they connect to the corporate network to access data and different applications. That means they're to be regarded as endpoints like traditional desktop or laptops. Since mobile devices are endpoints, the company obviously has to protect them from cyber criminals, but even you as an end user are a threat without knowing it. From a security perspective, we look at something called attack vectors. An attack vector is basically just a technique or a method the hacker uses to gain access to your smartphone to inject bad code, also known as a payload. Once this is done, the hacker can exploit system vulnerabilities. The most common threats from attackers are phishing, uploading malware, app tampering and privilege elevation, OS modification, bad code being embedded in applications, and rogue networks. The weakest security point, though, is usually the human behind the screen. Some of the behavior of end users put the company at risk. Risky device settings, side-loading apps, logging onto unsafe networks, or jailbreaking, rooting a device. Even disregarding security patches and OS upgrades isn't as uncommon as you'd think. Once your device has been compromised, there's a number of things that you're exposed to. The three main things to worry about are, firstly, losing your data. If your device has been hacked or malware has been injected into your device, the hacker can gain access to all things that are on your mobile device. And that we're talking about pictures, passwords, credit card numbers, you name it, they've got access to it. The second thing you need to worry about is losing your reputation. If your mobile device has been compromised, that means the attacker has access to your social media accounts, your business email account, and they could use that to send fake messages to your contacts. Could be a business partner, it could also be a customer. This could potentially damage your reputation. Thirdly, if your device has been compromised, it could easily be used as a DDoS attack tool or as a gateway into the network for malicious purposes like stealing data, uploading a payload, or tricking one of your colleagues. At Motorola, security is our first consideration. It's a fundamental part of what we do, and that's why we've launched ThinkShield for mobile. We can now provide a true end-to-end solution for our customers because we take the rise of threats seriously. We take a 360-degree approach spanning across our trusted supplier program, government-grade certifications, and manufacturing processes. ThinkShield for mobile is an extension of Lenovo's ThinkShield portfolio. It's been designed to deliver best-in-class business-grade security, manageability, and other service features. ThinkShield for mobile is built on 4 fundamental principles: clean OS, always-on manageability, secure by design, and an end-to-end approach to security. First, we've got the clean OS. By providing the purest version of Android and limiting preloaded applications and user interface layers, we minimize the security risk. The second fundamental principle is secure by design, where we have multiple layers of security built into the devices. We have a world-class security platform in all our Motorola devices. On top of that, we have all core security policies mandated by Google and a number of Motorola-specific features. Thirdly, we've always-on manageability, giving IT administrators ease of deployment and manageability through key partnerships with, for example, Google Zero Touch Enrollment. We have a strong collaboration with EMM and MDM providers like Microsoft Intune, 42 Gears and MobileIron to ensure that we're in close alignment with industry-leading providers. The fourth principle is end-to-end approach, and this is complete protection through the product's life cycle. This is done through 2 steps. First, we have our trusted supplier program. This is an industry-leading program to ensure that all our vendors meet the high security standards of our customers. The second step is secure factory provisioning, which is a robust process to secure certificates and device data. As a Motorola user, you don't need to worry about turning security on. The ThinkShield for mobile platform is built into select devices and is always on. In order to further protect our mobile devices from things like phishing, malware, and rogue network attacks, we've partnered up with Zimperium to offer industry-leading mobile threat defense. With Zimperium and our ThinkShield for mobile platform, we're finally able to provide true end-to-end security to protect our customers from the emerging threats. Zimperium is the only vendor to offer true mobile threat defense, even when a device is offline or an attacker is trying to block internet traffic. Zimperium can be installed on-premise, but also in a cloud environment, depending on what the customer needs. The information we have available regarding the mobile threat landscape makes it very clear that it no longer makes sense for companies to have unprotected smartphones. Thankfully, vendors like Motorola and Zimperium are taking the rising threats to our smartphones seriously, and we can now provide a true end-to-end security solution that goes far beyond OS upgrades, reactive security patching, locking down devices, or just basic GDPR compliance. Motorola's solution is one of the best there is on the market, and I strongly recommend you look at it as a serious alternative to what you're doing today. If you're remotely interested in mobile security and want to keep the company's smartphones safe, you should be asking yourself a number of questions. The first question you should be asking is, how do we manage and protect the company's smartphones? That's a really important question. The second one is, how do we know if a smartphone has been compromised? Now, if you don't have the answer to that, you really need to look at a solution. Thirdly, what you really need to ask yourself is, how much damage could be made if a device is being compromised and used to attack the company? What would our employees say? What would our customers say? What would our partners say? What would happen if you come to work tomorrow and you can't access your smartphone, you can't access your emails, you can't access the company data? I'm guessing it's going to cost quite a lot. We'd love to talk to you more about mobile security and how we can keep your smartphone estate safer. Thank you so much.